All right, guys, I'm going to go over my Retatrutide weight loss. I'm actually still in the middle of things. I was off for a while. 90 pounds in around 8 months, 9 months total. I'm now around 12, 11 months into it altogether. As you see here, though, I actually lost 72 pounds in 4 months. 72 pounds. I'll go over everything with you, my dosages, how I felt, some side effects that I had, type of exercise, all of that good stuff. And then we'll go from there. You can obviously see the full actual blog. I did put it up. I just thought I'd put it on YouTube as well because I know there's lots of people on YouTube looking for some information on Retatrutide. I'll give you it all. Let's just get right into it. A little bit of backstory, okay? I did start my weight loss. Well, I've been yo-yoing for probably 20 years, up and down, gaining, losing the same 40 pounds. Um, my all-time peak, you'll see the picture here. This was 2023. It's a funny picture. My spouse was up on our deck, so kind of facing down. Look at that face. That's insane. 291.7 pounds. Okay, and that was a morning weigh-in. I know this picture's like daytime. That was a morning weight. I just added this picture. This was my absolute peak. Just a monster of a man here. The biggest weight I ever actually saw on the scale. We were in Mexico, and I weighed myself in the evening. 298 pounds. Okay, so I never actually saw 300, unfortunately. But 298, not bad. The crazy thing is, for a while, I actually was trying to get to 300 pounds. Like I was like doing powerlifting and stuff. Like I was pretty strong. I'm tall though, so I have long limbs. I wasn't really good at like squats or bench press. Pretty good at deadlifts though. But yeah, that's my all-time peak. This was a couple years before actually hopping on Retatrutide. It wasn't even on my radar back then. All right, I'm not going to bore you with how I actually found Retatrutide or heard of it. If you do want any further information about that, I've written a full blog about it. All the details are there. I'm just kind of smirking, looking at this disgusting picture. I This lighting in this room, like when I took this picture, I could not believe my spouse slept with me. It's just when I see this picture, the shivers. I'll never take any more before pictures in that room or after pictures for that matter. The bathroom mirror downstairs, like in my bathroom, it is much better. It's got some good downlighting. It doesn't do much, as you can see from this November 16th. This was a month actually before I went on Retatrutide. It kind of gives you an idea what I was at. 280 pounds about November 16th. I had been doing some powerlifting, as you can see, just a behemoth. It is what it is, though. I mean, it is what it is. Um, about a month before. Okay, the reason why you clicked on. Let's just go through the data. I'm gonna walk you through it all. If I remember or if I have the technical know-with-all, I'm going to do some timestamps so you can kind of cycle through everything. And if you want to take a closer look, obviously, you should be able to see the link. I'll just link the blog in my post, and you can check it out. All right, let's start here with my weight loss chart. Essentially, the blue line is my rolling 7-day average weight, and then you'll notice the red line here. This is my dosing. I'll give you more detail on that shortly. You'll see though, like when I first started, the dose slowly is ramping up here. And then I got to my peak dose shortly. I think it was like April, May, something like that. March, April, maybe. Um, and you'll see shortly thereafter it corresponds with my lowest absolute weight. I think it was actually like 188, my lowest all-time weight. The chart here is probably just because of the rolling average showing 190. Once I got down to that weight, I lowered my dose, as you can see here. I was experiencing some side effects. I'll get into that in a bit. That is one of the reasons I lowered the dose. The other reason, of course, I reached my goal weight, so I wanted to see what maintenance was all about. And as you can see, lowered the dose. I started rebounding. Not good, not good. I missed a dose here. A couple weeks I went to Ontario to visit my parents. Got back, shocking 219 pounds, immediately hopped back on increasing my frequency and the dose, as you can see here. Then I kind of fell off. I mean, winter, I fall off. I did not, I went cold turkey here, completely cold turkey. Stopped going to the gym altogether. It's a miracle I kept around 200 pounds at this point. Um, Probably had some drugs still in my system, but I wasn't experiencing any side effects at this point. And you can see here, February, I really just I wanted to get my physique back. It's a cheat code, guys. So I'm back on Retatrutide now. I'm doing it once a week, though. Actually, sometimes, like the one I did today was actually 10 days since my last one. So I'm not really doing the the split dosing. I'm just doing one dose. That might just be laziness. I don't know. If I have side effects that bother me, I'll split the dose. That seemed to help. But yeah, here we are now. Today I weighed around 193 pounds in the morning. My physique, it still has a lot to be desired. But we'll get into that. I'll show you some pictures. Let's get into the dosing, how it worked month 1 all the way through month 9. Again, or month 10, I forget what it is. Again, though, there are timestamps. Feel free to kind of go in and out of them all. And if you want more details, just go to Weight Snap, WEIGHT snap.app. And you will see my blog there. You can go into it if you want a bit more details, and you can ask me a question in there or in this chat if you'd like. All right, guys, here's the official month 1 start. I started on December 16th. That was my first dose date. My weight, this weight here, the 275.4, that was actually from December 17th in the morning. I took my dose in the afternoon. I didn't want to use my afternoon weight for my start weight. That was probably like 278 or something. Anyway, morning weight, 275.4. My very first dose, you can see the schedule here. This is what I did. As you can see, I was doing every 4 days. I did 1 milligram on December 16th. You'll see the change. I mean, the results speak for themselves here. 18.6 pounds in 30 days. And here are the actual pictures. So we're looking at here, it's just bringing back some memories here. We're looking at here a picture December 16th, 2024. So this is literally the day of my first injection. Almost 280 pounds. As you can see, just a beast of a man. And then 1 month later, down 18 pounds. I'm not sure if you can see the difference. I can kind of tell here, maybe, like here especially, kind of less fat there, I guess. 18 pounds, obviously probably 10 pounds of that probably was water weight in the beginning there. But yeah, I'm looking a little pleased with myself, so I can't be upset with that at all. Let me kind of go over how I felt, what I experienced. Everyone seems to be different on these drugs. The first 24 hours for me, not much, didn't feel much at all. What was weird though, after that first day, I noticed that I stopped really thinking about food. Okay, and that is very strange for me. Now, it could have been placebo because I heard a lot about food noise, stuff like that. So, very well might have been placebo. Regardless, it worked for me. I was able to eat food, stop eating, and then half an hour later, not be heading to the cupboard to get some junk food, which helped immensely. after about the 4 day mark, 5 day mark, maybe, um, like post injection is what I'm talking about. After that amount of time, I could slowly feel it. It was creeping back in, like mentally. So that's another reason why I was doing that every 4 day cycle with the 5 day half life of these drugs. At least that's what I've read. And it seemed to work for me, that schedule. It might be different for you. Some people do it like every 2 days, some people once a week. So, yeah, the first month, no real side effects except for the weight loss, of course. About 2 or 3 weeks in, I noticed I was feeling pretty fatigued. But again, I was going to the gym pretty much every single day, sticking to weightlifting at this point, dabbling in a bit of cardio. Um, so that could have affected the fatigue as well. I can't really blame it 100% on Retatrutide. Was it a factor? I'm not sure. Everyone's different. I'm just letting you know how I felt specifically. So that is the first month. Very successful in my mind. All right, let's start talking about month two a bit here. January 16th to February 16th. Over that period, you can see I lost another 13 pounds. That's 2 months and 31.6 pounds total down. Ending weight after February 16th, 243.8 pounds. A very familiar weight to me. If you believe in weight set point, I think I was probably right around 245 for the longest time. I would gain weight like 280, 275, 290, and I would always get down to about 250, 245, and then just plateau forever and end up rebounding. You can also see here the weight chart just straight down this month. No funny business with going up and then down, like no stair stepping, if that's what they call it. You'll see the dosing was very consistent as well. 2.5 milligrams every single dose, except for January 31st. I'm assuming at this one I got to the end of a vial, and I obviously didn't want to just start a new vial for 0.3 milligrams, so I just did 2.2. And that was pretty steady all the way right through to the end, and it looks like I started to raise it to 3.5. So I'm getting up there now, about 6.5 milligrams per week at the end of this one. I was obviously reacting fine. No issues in this month, just the usual. I shouldn't say no issues. Near the end of this schedule, probably right around February 10th, 11th, something like that, I did start to have the side effect of my sex drive. My sex drive was disappearing. It's something that I just kind of noticed. And yeah, that's kind of a theme throughout taking Retatrutide for me, unfortunately. Um, I've seen online, I did look into it a bit. A lot of people seem to experience that. So just keep your eye out for that, guys. And girls, I don't know if it affects girls like that or not, but it definitely affected me. And you see here the average dose, about 6 milligrams a week on average, and again doing it every 3 to 4 days. Very consistent with that. Everything went well this month, no complaints whatsoever. Now let's get to the money shot. Boom, 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 boom. This one here is last month, so let's move this one over, shall we? Okay, so as you can see, we got about 280 to 243.8. Significant difference in my belly. I'm obviously still carrying a lot of fat here, but there's zero complaints. Uh, I mean, how could you complain? We're 2 months, we're down 30 pounds. Life is good at this point for me. Still feeling the fatigue, very tired. Sex drive, as I mentioned, decreased. Besides that, no side effects at all. We move on now to month three. Okay, month three here, guys. This was my biggest month by far. 25.5 pounds down. You can actually see this was last month, so 243.8 pounds on this picture. February 16th, you see, and this was March 16th, 218.3 pounds just at the gym. The lighting's not even as good at the gym. And you can see my abs starting to come in here. You can also see I've transitioned to a Garmin fanboy at this point. I was huge into cycling. Um, at that point on the indoor trainers, Zwifting and whatnot. I'm going to do this month a bit different. This is a very important month for me in terms of side effects. It's the biggest month by far, too. If you look at the average dose, actually, I shouldn't say that. I think next month was a little bit big, too, but then I had to taper down. You'll see 8.1 milligrams total per week on average, and I was injecting every 3 to 4 days. Okay, why I want to spend a bit more time on this month, and I'm actually going to read through some of this so I don't forget it. Side effects. We did have some side effects here in month 3 that were very noticeable for me. I did not enjoy them. But the weight loss, it was just too much to stop at that point for me. I wanted to keep going. Sue me. Side effect number 1, I'd be waking up every single morning around 4 a.m., 4:30. I would not be able to fall back asleep. Now, I didn't have any issues whatsoever in getting to bed. It was just like clockwork. The second I woke up, it was 4:30 every single morning. I was awake. That was it. That was my life for probably the next 6 weeks, every single day. Number 2 here for the side effect, the fatigue. It was still here. It was very strong. Again, though, it might have been compounded by waking up every single day so early. Number 3, this was probably my least favorite side effect, minus the sex drive stuff, but this was probably my least favorite side effect that I experienced. 1 second, my dog's going to start barking. Hey, down. Sorry about that. I started experiencing, it's called allodynia, I guess, essentially just severe skin sensitivity. It's like a constant sunburn. It's the only way that I can describe it. I was able to manage it a bit with Claritin, just over the counter Claritin. It made it much more tolerable. Again, it's not as bad as a sunburn, like a bad sunburn, but it was constant. And I just started noticing that when I upped the dose. Later on, I'm not going to say it in this video, but because this video is getting too long as it is, but I'll make another video. It does reduce as I reduced the dose. Number 4 was kind of frightening too. The higher the dose here, I was getting pretty lightheaded when I was standing up. Sometimes even like kind of like blacking out. Like I'd be like standing up and I'd be like, oh, I couldn't see for like a second or two, and then I would just come back. I never fainted or anything like that. Something to keep in mind. It just started happening with the higher doses. That could have been low calories as well, though. I tried taking lots of electrolytes. It did help and it didn't at the same time. Next up here, we had some blood pressure readings. Okay, so once I started the whole feeling lightheaded, I thought I'd take my blood pressure. In the past, I would always be like in the upper end of like concerning. It was like always around 135 to 139 over like 89, sometimes 91. By this month, I was consistently having blood pressure of around 105 over like 69, sometimes like 100 over 65. So it significantly reduced my blood pressure. And I can say I'm still right around there. So that's all good. And again, I already mentioned this once, sex drive essentially gone, um, especially on these higher doses. I don't know if this is drug related or if this is calorie related. I was also still going to the gym. I'll talk about that in a different video, like what I did in terms of routine and stuff like that. But I'd be remiss not to mention it. So yeah, that's month 3. Down approximately, what was I down? What did I say there? Over 50 pounds, I think we're down. Oh, let's scroll up here. What was it? 57.1 pounds down in 3 months. Not bad at all. Let's just do one more month. We'll do month 4, okay? And then I'm going to wrap up this video. It's overly long now, and I'm lazy. Month 4, labeled foot on the gas. 218 down to 203.3. Another 15 pounds lost. Okay, here we go. You can see the doses, and you can see right around April 14th, I started reducing it a bit there. I forget why. Was I going on vacation? That might have been this month. It might have been the month after. Regardless, you'll see the weight trend. We're going down, 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 down. Same type of side effects as the last month. Just these higher doses didn't really sit well with me, I guess. But again, it was not so bad, whereas I had to stop. Not yet. Well, I shouldn't say not yet, like not ever. Like I just reduced the dose and the symptoms and those side effects would go away for me. Yeah, so this is the biggest average per week, 8.6 milligrams, it looks like here. And this is probably one of the bigger reveals. Ba da da da. Look at that. Pretty much have abs here. Pretty much have abs. Not complaining at all. Why you look so sad though, Tyler? Why you look so sad? Smile a bit. You have a six pack. That's another thing to talk about. Once you reach your goal, it's like, meh, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, there's my first 4 months. 72.1 pounds lost. If you want more information, again, I wrote it all out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them here or on my website. That's weightsnap.app. You just go to the blog there. And of course, the program that I have here, it's actually an app that I built afterwards. I just like to take progress pictures, so it links to all your data. So if you want to download it, you can. Feel free. It is completely free. There are premium features if you want, though. But all of the stuff that you would need is under the free portion of the app. Now, if you made it this far, feel free to subscribe. I am going to be doing another couple of videos in this series. We'll finish off. This might take 3 parts to go over my entire journey, and then I'm just going to be posting what I'm currently doing with Retatrutide, or as the cool kids say, Reta. But yeah, thanks for joining. Any questions, feel free to ask. Give me about a week. I'll get the next video up, and peace.